Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL news cycle lately, you know that the AFC East has been heating up in a way that nobody really saw coming. And the Buffalo Bills, who have been considered playoff contenders and even Super Bowl hopefuls in recent years, are now in the middle of a strategic shakeup that could redefine their entire season. It all centers around one of their key players, Dawson Knox, a tight end who's been a focal point of their offense, and a move that's shaking up the division and maybe even the entire league. Let's start by talking about what's happening behind the scenes. Reports from insiders like Rossini suggest that the Bills are making a strategic move, sending Knox to the New England Patriots in exchange for a 2026 fourth-round pick and linebacker Jawan Bentley. Now, this isn't just a typical trade. It's a calculated decision by the Bills, who are navigating a tight salary cap situation. They're sitting at about $2 million under the cap, which is pretty tight, especially with 19 players on injured reserve. We all know that injuries have been a big issue for the Bills this season. They've been dealing with a plethora of injuries, including to key players in their secondary, and that's reflected in their defensive stats, giving up around 225 passing yards per game, which ranks them 22nd in the league. So clearly, they see the need to adjust, to focus on strengthening certain areas, and perhaps to create some cap flexibility for future moves. Dawson Knox, drafted by the Bills out of Ole Miss in 2019, has been a very productive tight end when healthy. His career really took off in 2021 when he made the Pro Bowl, and in 2025 he's been a top 50 PFF graded tight end. He's a versatile weapon, especially in the red zone, with a 25% TD rate that ranks him among the best in the league. His stats for 2025 are pretty solid, about 20 catches for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. His yards per reception hover around 12.5, and he's a threat after the catch, with YAC averaging 5.8 yards per reception, which puts him in the top 10 league-wide. What makes Knox so valuable is his ability to make contested catches, with a 50% contested catch rate, and his red zone efficiency, where he's converting about 25% of his targets into touchdowns. He's also a strong blocker, grading around 80. 1 in blocking, which makes him a dual-threat tight end. Now, with the Bills prioritizing their secondary and trying to extend the rookie tight end Dalton Kincaid's role, they see this trade as a way to free up cap space and focus on developing their wider receiver depth, especially with the recent injury to Gabe Davis's teammate, Palmer, who's week-to-week with a shoulder injury. Samuel is also out for Week 6 with a groin injury, and with 19 players currently on injured reserve, the Bills are clearly in a mode of adjusting their roster to maintain competitiveness. Moving Knox allows them to focus on their draft picks and younger players, trying to build a more balanced and flexible offense for the stretch run. But let's not forget the bigger picture here. The Patriots, who are sitting at 1-4 and seem to be tanking for a better draft position, are now adding a red zone threat in Knox. This could be a game changer for them, especially as they try to rebuild their offense under Bill Belichick. Knox's addition is expected to give the Patriots a significant boost in the red zone. Projections suggest he could rack up around 900 yards and 8 touchdowns for the remainder of the season, boosting their red zone efficiency from around 50% to close to 70%. That's a huge jump and could make a real difference in tight games. And it's not just about Knox's traditional stats. His ability to win routes and create explosive plays is what makes him a real X-factor. According to projections, Knox versus their division rivals like Hunter Henry could see an increase of about 16 yards per route and an 18% boost in YAC efficiency. With the addition of rookie wide receiver Higgins, who's already amassed 300 yards early in the season, the Patriots are trying to add more explosive plays to their offense. They're aiming to support quarterback Mac Jones with more targets who can make plays after the catch, which is exactly what Knox can bring to the table. Now, this trade has broader implications. The odds for the Super Bowl have shifted dramatically, from around plus 120,000 all the way down to plus 5,000 for the Bills, and AFC contenders are now considered more seriously with odds around plus 600. This move by the Patriots, acquiring Knox, is seen by many analysts as a strategic step towards a potential resurgence. They're trying to build an offense that can compete with the best in the league, and Knox's red zone ability complements their existing weapons nicely. This could be the beginning of a new chapter for New England, especially if Knox can stay healthy and integrate quickly into their system. For the Bills, the focus now shifts to how they can replace Knox's production. They're betting on their rookies like Dalton Kincaid to step up and fill that void. The Bills' offense has been solid but not spectacular this season, and losing a player like Knox is a blow, especially given his ability to create mismatches in the red zone. However, this move also opens up opportunities for other players to shine, and if their defense can tighten up and their secondary gets healthier, the Bills still have a shot at making a deep playoff run. Remember, they're still in a pretty competitive AFC, with teams like Kansas City, Miami, and Baltimore all vying for supremacy, but Buffalo's roster is still very talented. This trade also highlights the ongoing chess match in the NFL, teams constantly adjusting, recalibrating, trying to get an edge. For Buffalo, it's about managing their cap, balancing injuries, and developing their young talent. For New England, it's about building a more explosive, unpredictable offense that can surprise opponents and make a run at the playoffs, even if their record doesn't show it yet. And for the division as a whole, this kind of move could very well shake things up in the AFC East, making it even more unpredictable and exciting for fans. Looking ahead, the impact of Knox's move to the Patriots might be felt not just in the regular season, but in the playoffs as well. Red zone efficiency, route running, and the ability to convert third downs are all critical factors when the stakes are highest. Knox's experience and skills could be the missing piece for the Patriots if they can integrate him quickly. And for the Bills, it's a reminder that in this league, flexibility and strategic moves matter just as much as raw talent. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize that this is just the beginning of what could be a very entertaining and unpredictable stretch of football. The AFC East is no longer just about the Bills and Dolphins battling it out. The Patriots are adding a new dimension to their offense, and the entire division is watching closely. It's a fascinating time to be a fan of the NFL, especially if you're rooting for Buffalo. Every move, every game, every decision counts, and we're here to keep you updated every step of the way. So what do you think about this trade? Are you excited to see Knox in a Patriots uniform? Do you believe the Bills can overcome this loss and still contend for the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with more updates, analysis, and news from the NFL, so stay tuned for all the latest Buffalo Bills news. Thanks for being with us, and let's keep the passion for football alive.